Hello everyone, it's Jamal Thomas. Welcome to the Progressive Soapbox. So as you all know, I love me some Nina Turner. Hillary Clinton fucked up royally when they pissed off Nina Turner. What I mean by that is, you've untethered somebody that was actually a political ally of yours, and you hit him in the knees thinking that that person could be discarded. I'm going to be president of the United States. What do I give two shits about Nina Turner? Yes, I don't want her to speak on the stage with Bernie Sanders. She said things that hurt my feelings. Guess what? You didn't become president of the United States. You're sitting at home writing a book. What happened? Trying to blame everybody for your failure. Guess where Nina Turner is? Nina Turner is giving speeches bashing your party. Let's take a look at one of these speeches. I love this. I love this woman. Here we go.
Of these, and most people understand that, except for some of the folks we elect to office, who don't mind passing out corporate welfare, but will talk about folks who need a hand up like a dog. We have to turn this thing around, and the way that we turn it around is not just by what you are doing here in terms of fighting for Medicare for all, but on all the issues of humanity that we believe in. We need to hold these political folks accountable, and if they can't be held accountable, they don't deserve our vote. And no individual and no institution is above critique. That they can be critiqued. And to such an extent that they then believe that they can't be critiqued, then they shouldn't be in the political business, or what I call the elected ministry. We can critique folks, and we need to hold people accountable, even people that we like and love. There's nothing wrong with that. Can I tell you, sisters and brothers, I've traveled this country. There are people who are dependent on us to continue to fight. I was just in Wisconsin, and I talked to some farmers. And these farmers went to the Congress just a couple of weeks ago to talk to them, not about the farm bill, but about Medicare for all. And elected officials were shocked that the farmers wanted to talk about Medicare for all. But you know why they wanted to talk about Medicare for all? Because they're small business owners. And they can't keep their small family farm intact because they can't afford their own health care. One of the sisters, her name is Sarah, told me that when she went to get insurance on the market before the Affordable Care Act, when she told the insurance folks what business her husband was in, they told her that he could not be insured. Think about that in America. Think about that in America. She talked about how the family is impacted, how small family farmers usually have someone else in their family work a regular job so that they can have health care. Think about that. So whether we're talking about our rules,
they're pushing hard for it. You got to give them credit. They're pushing hard. Medicare for all. The reason I say this is somewhat of an attack on the Democratic Party was because Nina Turner is out here saying, hold these people accountable, hold these elected leaders accountable. The people, the few Democrats that remain in office, hold them accountable. Make sure they do what they say they're going to do, meaning don't allow them to say, we're for Medicare for all, then change around and be something else when they actually get in power again, if they get in power again. Don't let them. Stick it to them. That's her point. That's her point. And she's also making this point that even people that you like, I don't know if that's a throw at Sanders or what. Yeah, I don't know if that's a hit at Sanders. But it doesn't matter if it's a hit at Sanders. If Sanders is doing something that Sanders has no business doing, you should criticize Bernie Sanders. I don't care what it is. I don't care who it is. These people are just avatars. Avatars of your political will. That's all they are. Either they're towing your political will or they're not. If they're not towing your political will, they shouldn't get your vote. You get my vote when you represent my interests. If you're not representing my interests, you don't get my vote. If that means that you lose in 2018, then you lose in 2018. If that means you lose in 2020, then you lose in 2020. Scorched earth. Scorched earth. I understand that Republicans are batshit crazy. The problem is that the Democratic Party has moved further and further to the right every term, using this argument that those guys are batshit crazy. I'm saying this is somewhat of a failed strategy, continuing to vote for one Democrat after the next when that Democrat is moving further and further to the right. What are the issues that you believe avail your society? What are the issues that you believe assail your world, not your society? Take it to the level of a world at that point. You've heard me make this point before about the extinctions that have taken place, about the plastic in our oceans. You've heard me make this point about how the carbon in the atmosphere, the amount of carbon we've been pumping in the atmosphere has been adversely affecting the nutrition in our foods, lowering the nutritional density of our foods. This is our behavior. We're being assailed by our own behavior. Cash is not real. The ecology, our habitable environment, people, those things are real. Cash is not. We are doing things, and we have been doing things that have been adversely affecting our habitable space on this earth. We're killing ourselves. We're killing ourselves. The question becomes, do we right the ship? Do we get to the point where we become rational human beings and saying, okay, there's a carrying capacity to this planet, and we need to figure out how to live in line with this planet. If this planet goes, so do we. The planet will be here, so understand what I'm saying. I'm just saying our habitable space. That's all I mean. Voting for Democrats in no way fixes those issues, particularly what Democrats are now. Particularly where they are now. Hey, what is the issue for automation? How do we solve this issue of automation? Democrats, doesn't even come up. Don't even talk about it. How do we deal with jobs being exported abroad? Democrats don't even talk about it. The things that they're bringing up and they're talking about are so minor, so incremental, none of which actually addresses the issue that avails us. Incrementalism doesn't work. Incrementalism doesn't work. I love me some Nina Turner. I do. Yeah, I love me some Nina Turner. I'll leave it with that. Look, we need a radical change in how we go about our affairs. I'm further to the left than most, so I accept that my thoughts on this stuff is not necessarily what most people are. But at the very least, you have to address the issues that approach you or avail you. If you realize that you have this issue of automation, and the issue is, to be honest, the issue isn't automation, believe it or not. Yes, we automate things. Yes, people lose their jobs when we automate those things. The question becomes, how can I say this? The question is not so much that we automate. That's actually not a problem. We're freeing people from those positions. That's a perceptual change, if that makes sense. It's people keep looking at automation as if it's an issue because people are out of work. You can also look at it as we're freeing people from that labor. People don't have to do their job anymore. Now, the problem with that, it's not the automation. The problem with that is us, how we see it. Ultimately, automation is something that's going to take place regardless. It's a natural progression of technology. The problem is our perception, our perspective. Our perspective. We've organized ourselves in a way where automation is a problem. I'm saying automation is a freeing mechanism. Society needs to change to accommodate it. So I'll leave it at that. Alright guys, if you enjoy the content, feel free to share, rate, subscribe, and of course, you can always support the work through Patreon. Thanks guys.